cover now! Move back! Incoming!
He took the photograph. Then he lived with it. The photograph was of a dying man, not an abstract dying, not the distant figure in the specific wide shot where the specific individual is a specific component of the specific larger image. This was a specific close photograph, the specific tight frame, the specific face, the specific particular man in the specific particular moment between living and not. He had taken thousands of photographs in 2 years of the Pacific War, the Pacific Campaign, the island landings, the specific conditions of the jungle fighting that the specific American military was conducting against the specific Japanese resistance across a specific chain of islands from Guadalcanal to the Philippines. He had taken photographs of the living and the wounded and the dead, in the specific conditions of the specific combat photography that the specific magazines and the specific newspapers required. He had taken photographs that his editors wanted, and some that they did not want, and some that no one would ever publish. The photograph of the dying man was not published. He had taken it in the specific moment without the specific calculation about publication, had raised a camera and pressed a shutter in the specific automatic response of the specific trained photographer to the specific extreme moment. The specific act of capture that the specific 2 years of the specific practice had made instinctive. The camera came up. The shutter pressed. The specific dying man was in the specific frame, and then the specific frame was closed, and the specific dying continued and ended without the camera. He developed a photograph in the darkroom of the specific military base. He looked at it for a long time. He put in an envelope. He kept the envelope for the rest of his life. He never published it. He never showed it to anyone. He kept the envelope in the specific desk drawer of the specific various desks he occupied over the specific subsequent decades. The specific magazine office desk, the specific home office desk, the specific retirement study desk. And he took out occasionally and looked at the photograph and put it back. He said, in an interview he gave in 1978, that the specific photograph was not his to publish. He said, "I took the photograph because the specific instinct of the specific trained photographer is to take the photograph. The specific instinct operates before the specific judgment. But the specific judgment, when it arrived, said that the specific man in the specific photograph had not given his consent to be photographed in the specific moment of the specific dying, and that the specific moment of the specific dying was the specific man's most private moment, and that the specific publication of the specific most private moment was a specific violation that the specific instinct had already committed once. He had already violated it by taking the photograph. He would not violate it again by publishing it. He kept it. He looked at it alone. He carried it. Before I tell you the full story of what he carried and how he carried it, I want to ask you directly, subscribe and share this episode. The war photographer occupies a specific position between the specific witnesses, seeing what was there, but seeing it through the specific instrument of the camera, capturing the specific moment, but in the specific act of capturing, removing himself from the specific immediate engagement with the specific moment. The specific position, the observer of the specific extreme, the recorder of the specific moment, has its own specific cost that the specific ordinary discussion of the specific combat photographer does not always address. Subscribe and hit the like button. Back to him. Back to the photograph in the envelope. The specific visual memory. The specific way that the specific photograph images stay with the specific photographer who took them is different from the specific ordinary visual memory. And the specific difference illuminates something important about the specific cost that the specific combat photographer pays. The ordinary visual memory is a specific general impression, the specific gestalt of the specific scene, the specific overall quality of the specific experience, with the specific details being approximate and the specific precision being precision of the reconstructed memory rather than precision of the specific recorded moment. Ordinary memory does not record with the specific precision of the camera. Ordinary memory reconstructs, fills in, approximates. The photographer's memory of the specific photograph moment is different. The specific act of photographing, the specific raising of the camera, the specific framing, the specific focus, the specific shutter press, requires a specific visual engagement with the specific scene that the ordinary witness does not have. The photographer is attending. in the specific technical sense, to the specific frame, to the specific composition, the specific light, the specific moment within the specific scene that the specific photograph will capture. This specific technical engagement produces a specific memory that is more specific than the ordinary visual memory. Edward had this memory. He could close his eyes and see the specific photographs he had taken with the specific completeness of the specific trained visual memory. Not just the specific published photographs, the specific full archive, including the specific file, was available to the specific internal replay. He described this in the memoir as the specific most difficult quality of the specific job, not the specific physical danger. The specific physical danger was real, and he had managed it, not the specific emotional difficulty of the specific extreme content. That was also real, and he had managed it too, in the specific way of the person who has developed the specific professional distance that the specific job requires. The specific most difficult quality was the specific visual completeness of the specific memory. He said, "I remember every photograph I have taken, not in the specific sense of the specific complete catalog. I have taken hundreds of thousands of photographs over 50 years, and I cannot access every one, but the specific ones that mattered, the specific ones where the specific moment was the specific real extreme moment, these I remember with the specific completeness of the specific image, the specific frame, the specific composition, the specific moment. The specific file is a specific file because I needed the specific physical form of the specific image to exist outside of myself. The specific memory is always inside. The specific envelope is a specific acknowledgement that the specific image also exists outside in the specific physical form, and that the specific outside form is a specific form I am responsible for. He was responsible for the specific inside form too. He could not seal the specific memory. He could seal the specific envelope. This is a specific split of the specific combat photographer's specific experience. The specific image that exists in the specific physical form and the specific image that exists in the specific internal form. The specific physical form can be controlled, sealed, destroyed, donated, published, archived. The specific internal form cannot be controlled in the same way. It is in the specific head of the specific person, and it is available to the specific person whether the specific person wants it to be or not. Edward had spent 50 years with both forms, the specific physical photographs in the specific file and the specific internal photographs in the specific visual memory. He had managed both forms with the specific discipline and the specific craft that 50 years of the specific practice had developed. He had not been broken by them. He had also not been unchanged. The specific other photographers whose stories are part of this episode, the specific range of the specific combat photographer's specific experience, illuminate the specific range of the specific relationship between the specific photograph and the specific person who took it. There was a photographer from the European theater who had covered the liberation of the specific concentration camps, who had been among the specific first photographers to enter the specific camps, and who had taken the specific photographs that the specific magazines had published and that the specific historical record now contains as a specific visual documentation of the specific horror. He had taken these photographs because the specific world needed to know the specific public interest in the specific truth of what had happened in the specific camps was the specific most urgent public interest he had encountered in the specific career, and the specific photographs were the specific most direct form of the specific evidence. He had taken them and had submitted them, and they had been published, and the specific world had seen them. He had also not been able to take some of them. He described this in a specific interview. The specific moments when the specific camera had not come up, when the specific professional photographer's specific instinct had not been faster than the specific human response, when the specific thing in front of him had been the specific too much for the specific instinct to override. He said, "I am not proud of the specific photographs I did not take. The specific world needed the specific photographs. I did not take as much as it needed the specific photographs I did take. But I could not. I stood in front of the specific thing, and I could not raise the camera. The specific human response was a specific stronger response. He lived with both. The specific photographs he had taken and published, which were in the specific historical record and in the specific world, and the specific photographs he had not taken, which were in the specific personal record of the specific failures of the specific nerve. He worked through both in a memoir he wrote in the 1970s. He was honest about both the specific photographs he had taken when he should have, and the specific photographs he had not taken when he should have, and the specific photographs he had taken when perhaps he should not have. The specific honest accounting of the specific 50-year practice is a specific form of the specific memoir. Edward had the specific different version of the same specific experience. The specific photograph taken when the specific judgment might have said not to take it, and the specific keeping of the specific sealed envelope as the specific form of the specific belated judgment. Both of them, the European theater photographer who did not take some photographs he should have taken, and Edward who took a photograph perhaps he should not have and then kept it sealed, were doing the specific moral work of the specific person who has taken the specific camera into the specific most extreme places and who is reckoning with the specific things the specific camera captured. The specific reckoning never fully resolves. The specific photograph are taken or not taken, published or sealed, preserved or destroyed. The specific moral work of the specific accounting continues. The specific memoir and the specific interview and the specific file in the specific desk drawer are the specific forms that the specific accounting takes. He took the photograph. He sealed it. He carried the specific visual memory. He made the specific memoir. The specific accounting is in the record. The specific question that Edward's story poses. The specific ethical question of the specific photograph of the specific dying person and the specific photographer's specific responsibilities in the specific taking and the specific keeping and the specific potential publication is one of the most debated questions in the specific history of photojournalism. And the specific debate illuminates the specific position that Edward occupied and the specific choices he made. The specific history of combat photography has produced the specific images that the specific world has come to know as the specific iconic images of the specific wars they document. The specific photographs of the specific Second World War, the specific landing at Iwo Jima, the specific liberation of the specific concentration camps, the specific moment of the specific Japanese surrender, are the specific images that the specific public received and that the specific historical record has preserved as the specific visual record of the specific conflict. These specific images are, in the specific ethical analysis of the specific photographic profession, the specific justified images, the specific images whose specific publication serve the specific legitimate public function of documenting the specific most significant events of the specific most significant conflict. The specific public interest in the specific historical record outweighed the specific individual's interest in the specific privacy that the specific dying moment would ordinarily command. Edward had made this judgment for most of his published work. He had taken the specific photographs and had made the specific judgment that the specific public function outweighed the specific individual's privacy interest, and he had submitted the specific photographs for the specific publication review, and the specific photographs had been published and the specific record had been served. The specific dying man's photograph was a specific photograph for which the specific judgment went the other way. He had made the specific contrary judgment that the specific individual's interest in the specific privacy of the specific dying moment outweighed the specific public interest in the specific image, even the specific legitimate public interest in the specific accurate record of the specific war. And he had sealed the specific photograph in the specific envelope and had kept it for 50 years and had instructed his daughter to keep it after him. He had reasons for the specific judgment that go beyond the specific abstract ethical principle. He described some of them in the 1978 interview. He said, "I knew this man. We had not been friends. We had not had the specific extended relationship of the specific friends. But I had been around him for several weeks before the specific day. I knew his name. I knew something about where he was from. I knew, in the specific general way that the specific members of the specific unit know each other, who he was. The specific knowing changed the specific judgment. The specific anonymous dying person in the specific distant photograph was a specific legitimate subject of the specific legitimate public documentary image. The specific known person, the specific man whose name he knew, whose face he knew, was a specific different matter. The specific publication of the specific most private moment of the specific known person was a specific act that felt, to Edward, too much like the specific betrayal of the specific person he had known. He had taken the photograph anyway. The specific instinct had been faster than the specific judgment, But the specific judgment, when it arrived, had sealed the photograph, and the sealing had been the specific redemption of the specific instinct, the specific acknowledgement that the specific act of taking had been the specific automatic response of the specific trained photographer, and that the specific act of keeping it sealed was the specific considered response of the specific human being. He said, "I have thought about whether I should have taken it at all. I do not think I should have. But the specific not taken would have required the specific prior judgment to be operating in the specific moment before the specific instinct acted. I was not capable of that. I am not sure anyone is. The camera comes up before the judgment arrives. The specific photograph exists. What I can control is what I do with the specific photograph once the specific judgment arrives. This is a specific, honest accounting of the specific combat photographer's specific experience of the specific ethical problem. The specific instinct and the specific judgment are not simultaneous. The specific instinct operates faster. The specific photograph is taken before the specific judgment can intervene. The specific judgment then must deal with the specific photograph that the specific instinct has already produced. Edward's judgment produced the specific sealed envelope. Other photographers' judgments produced different specific outcomes. The specific range of the specific judgments, the specific decisions about what to publish and what to keep and what to destroy and what to hand over to the specific family of the specific subject, is the specific range of the specific ethical practice of the specific combat photography, and is a range that no single specific rule can fully describe. The specific history of the specific iconic images of the specific wars includes a specific knowledge that some of the specific most famous images were taken in the specific conditions that produce the specific ethical questions that the specific debates about specific photographs have engaged. Robert Capa's specific falling soldier photograph. Joe Rosenthal's specific Iwo Jima flag-raising photograph. Eddie Adams' specific execution photograph from Vietnam. Each of these produced the specific debates about the specific circumstances of the specific taking and the specific legitimacy of the specific publication. Edward was not in the specific pantheon of the specific iconic photographers. He was a specific ordinary excellent combat photographer who did the specific professional work with a specific professional competence across the specific decades, and who happened to have the specific experience of the specific dying man's photograph that the specific interview and the specific memoir have preserved in the specific record. He was a specific ordinary person with a specific extraordinary problem. The specific extraordinary problem was a specific ordinary problem of the specific combat photographer made visible. The specific question of what you do with the specific things you have seen and captured and kept. He kept the specific photograph in the specific envelope. He kept the specific visual memory in the specific head that could not be enveloped. He worked with both for 50 years. He was a good photographer. He was also, as his family and colleagues described him, the specific person with the specific quality of attention that his niece described as being entirely in the room. The specific quality that the specific war photographers of his generation sometimes developed, the specific presence of the person who has learned to pay the specific full attention because the specific moment is a specific only one. He had learned this in the Pacific. He gave it to the specific post-war work and the specific post-war life. He died in 1994 in Ohio, having photographed the world for 50 years after the Pacific, and having kept the specific file in the specific desk drawer. The specific file is with the specific daughter. The specific dying man is in the specific envelope. The specific most private moment is still sealed. That is a specific fullest form of the specific accountability that the specific photographer found available. He took the specific photograph. He kept it sealed. He died with a specific instruction that it remain sealed. He honored the specific dying man in the specific only way available to the specific person who had already committed the specific violation of the specific taking. He kept the specific seal. The specific most private moment remained the specific private moment. That is a specific full accounting of the specific most important and most unseen photograph of the specific war. His name was Edward. He had been a newspaper photographer before the war. The specific photographer for a specific Ohio newspaper. The specific person who covered the specific local news with the specific camera that the specific newspaper provided, and the specific professional eye that the specific 2 years of the specific apprenticeship had developed. He had been good at it. He had the specific ability to see the specific moment before it became the specific official moment, to capture the specific expression in the specific unguarded second rather than the specific posed second that the specific photograph requires. He had enlisted in 1942 and had been assigned to the specific military public affairs function, the specific documentation of the specific war through the specific camera, in the service of the specific mission of informing the specific American public about the specific American military's specific actions in the specific Pacific. He was good at this too. The specific skills of the specific newspaper photographer translated directly to the specific combat photography. The specific eye for the specific moment, the specific ability to be in the specific right place at the specific right time, the specific instinct for the specific most powerful image. He had the specific additional quality that the specific best combat photographers have, which is a specific quality of being able to move toward the specific thing rather than away from it. The specific normal human response to the specific extreme danger is a specific movement away from it. The specific combat photographer has to override this response, has to move toward the specific explosion and the specific shooting and the specific wounded and the specific dying. Because the specific image that the specific magazine and the specific newspaper want is a specific image of the specific extreme, rather than the specific image of the specific ordinary. Edward could override the response. He had learned this about himself in the specific first months of the specific Pacific deployment, and the specific discovery had not been comfortable. The specific discovery that the specific instinct to document was a specific stronger instinct than the specific instinct for the specific self-preservation was a specific discovery about the specific character that the specific ordinary life had not required him to make. He photographed everything. He photographed the landings and the fighting and the wounded and the dead. He photographed the specific faces of the specific soldiers in the specific moments before the specific engagements, the specific expression of the specific person who was about to do the specific dangerous thing, and the specific faces of the specific survivors in the specific moments after. He photographed the specific landscape, the specific islands, the specific jungle, the specific beach that was a specific approach to the specific Japanese position. He photographed the specific dying, not frequently. The specific occasions were not frequent, and the specific combat conditions did not always permit the specific position and the specific time for the specific photograph. But when the specific occasion and the specific position and the specific time coincided, he photographed. He developed all of them. He filed the specific publishable ones with the specific military public affairs office, which reviewed them for the specific security requirements and cleared them for the specific publication. He kept the specific unpublishable ones, not just the specific dying man in the specific envelope, the specific other photographs that the specific judgment had decided were not for publication, the specific images too extreme, the specific images too intimate, the specific images that the specific magazine would have published and that the specific Edward had decided were not for publication. He had a specific file of the specific unpublishable photographs. The specific dying man's photograph was a specific first entry. The file grew. He came home in 1945. He went back to the specific Ohio newspaper. He continued in photography, moved eventually to the specific magazine work that his specific wartime reputation had made possible, the specific photojournalist career that the specific 2 years of the specific Pacific had launched. He covered the specific post-war world, the specific reconstruction of Europe, the specific Korean War, the specific civil rights movement, the specific decades of the specific American photojournalism. He was, in the specific external account of the specific career, one of the more significant photojournalists of the specific post-war period. The specific photograph he published, the specific images that appear in the specific magazines and the specific newspapers over specific decades, were the specific images that the specific profession valued and that the specific public received. He also kept the specific file. The specific unpublishable photographs grew through the specific decades, not from the specific post-war career, because the specific post-war photography was a specific, less extreme photography of the specific, less extreme subject matter. But the specific wartime photographs that the specific wartime judgment had decided were not for publication stayed in the specific file, and the specific file stayed in the specific desk drawer, and the specific Edward took it out occasionally, and looked at the specific contents and put it back. He said in the 1978 interview that the specific file was a specific most important work of the specific career, not the specific published photographs. Those were the specific professional work, the specific craft in the service of the specific public function. The specific file was the specific personal work, the specific photographs that the specific man who was also a photographer had taken, rather than the specific photographs that the specific photographer who was also a man had taken. The specific distinction is the specific one that the specific interview explored in the specific depth that the specific 1978 retrospective allowed. He had been two specific things simultaneously. The specific professional photographer, whose specific function was a specific documentation of the specific war for the specific public audience, and the specific individual human being, whose specific experience of the specific war was the specific experience of the specific person who was present for the specific most extreme things. The specific professional photographs were the specific product of the specific first person. The specific images designed for the specific public function, selected and framed and developed with a specific eye for the specific most powerful publishable image. The specific file was the specific product of the specific second person, the specific images that the specific individual had taken because the specific instinct of the specific trained photographer had pressed the shutter before the specific judgment arrived, and that the specific judgment had subsequently decided were not for the specific public function. He had been both persons simultaneously in the specific field. He had been the specific professional photographer capturing the specific publishable image, and the specific individual human being experiencing the specific reality of the specific moment. The specific professional had pressed the shutter. The specific individual had kept the specific negative. The specific cost of being both was the specific cost of the specific living with. The specific professional photographs had gone out into the specific world, had been received by the specific public, had contributed to the specific historical record, had fulfilled the specific professional function. They were not his anymore in the specific sense of belonging only to him. They belonged to the specific public that had received them. The specific file was still his. It had not gone out into the specific world. It was in the specific desk drawer, and the specific images in the specific file, the specific dying man, and the specific others were in his memory in the specific way that the specific things you have seen with your own eyes are in memory, specific and complete and available to be revisited without the specific decision to revisit, in the specific way of the specific intrusive memory that the specific visual material of the specific most extreme experiences produces. He did not have PTSD in the specific clinical sense that the specific wartime combat produces in the specific combat veteran. He had not been in the specific firefight. He had not been in the specific exchange of fire that the specific combat soldier experiences. He had been in the specific proximity of a specific firefight, had been close enough to photograph it, close enough to be at risk from it, close enough to see the specific people in the specific moments that the specific camera captured. What he had was a specific visual memory of the specific 2 years, the specific accumulated archive of the specific images that the specific train I had taken in, and that the specific memory had stored with the specific completeness and the specific fidelity that the trained visual memory produces. He saw things when he closed his eyes. Not all the time, not in the specific relentless intrusive way of the specific PTSD, but sometimes in the specific quiet, the specific images from the specific file, but without the specific envelope containing them. He had taken the specific photographs. He had sealed the specific most extreme in the specific file. He could not seal the specific memory. He worked with this. Not perfectly. The specific interview in 1978 was the specific first time he had spoken publicly about the specific cost, and the specific speaking required the specific 45 years of the specific private caring before it was available. But he worked with it. He continued to photograph. He continued to develop the specific craft through the specific decades. He gave a specific career the specific professional dedication of the specific person for whom the specific work is the specific most meaningful available activity, even when the specific work is also the specific source of the specific cost. He said, I photograph because the specific act of photographing is a specific act of paying attention. The specific attention is the specific most honest response to the specific world. I cannot stop paying attention. I am not sure I would if I could. He died in 1994. His photographs, the specific published ones, are in the specific archives. His memoir, written in 1990, is in several libraries. The specific file is with his daughter. She has not opened it. She has decided, following a specific instruction, not to open it during her lifetime. When she dies, the specific decision will pass to her children. The specific dying man in the specific envelope may never be seen by anyone outside the specific family. This is a specific form of the specific keeper's final decision. The specific ongoing protection of the specific most private moment of the specific dying man that the specific instinct had captured and that the specific judgment had sealed. He took the photograph. He kept it sealed. He died, and the specific instruction passed to the specific daughter. That is enough. That is the full accounting of the specific, most important photograph of the specific career that no one will ever see. The specific broader context of combat photography, the specific history of the specific profession in the specific wars and the specific cases that have defined the specific ethical debates, is worth examining because it places Edwards' specific experience in the specific larger pattern. The specific combat photographer of the Second World War was operating in the specific conditions of a relatively new profession. Photography had been used in war since the Civil War, but the specific mobile, lightweight cameras and the specific high-speed film that the Second World War photographers used were the specific recent technology that made the specific type of photography possible. The specific photographers of the specific war, Margaret Bourke-White, Robert Capa, W., Eugene Smith, among many others, were defining the specific professional practice as they were practicing it, the specific ethical frameworks that the specific profession uses today, the specific guidelines for the specific consent of the specific subjects, the specific standards for the specific manipulation of the specific images, the specific protocols for the specific publication of the specific images of the specific dead and the specific dying, were developed primarily after the Second World War in the specific decades of the specific photojournalism profession's development. Edward and his contemporaries were doing the specific work before the specific frameworks existed in the specific fully developed form. This is not an excuse for the specific failures. The specific photographs taken when the specific judgment might have said not to take them, the specific publications that violated the specific privacy of the specific subjects. It is a specific context. The specific profession was defining its own specific ethics in real time, in the specific extreme conditions of the specific war, without the specific institutional support of the specific developed professional standards that the specific subsequent decades produced. Edward's specific response, the specific sealed envelope, the specific instruction to his daughter, was a specific individual's specific ethical judgment in the specific absence of the specific institutional framework. He invented his own specific framework for the specific case. The specific framework he invented was a specific judgment that the specific most private moment of a specific known person was a specific private thing that the specific public function did not outweigh. His specific framework was, by the specific professional standards that the specific subsequent decades developed, a reasonable specific framework. The specific contemporary photojournalism ethics would generally support the specific judgment that the specific dying man's consent was required for the specific publication of the specific most intimate image of the specific dying, and that the specific absence of the specific consent, the specific dying man could not give consent in the specific moment, was the specific reason for the specific non-publication. He arrived at this conclusion before the specific professional standards existed in the specific fully developed form. He arrived at it through the specific individual moral reasoning of the specific person who had taken the specific photograph and who was living with the specific result. He lived with it for 50 years. He sealed the specific photograph. He published the specific others. He wrote the specific memoir. He gave the specific interview. He did the specific work of the specific moral accounting that the specific experience required. The specific accounting is, in the record, the specific post-war career, the specific 50 years of the specific photojournalism after the specific is a specific form of the specific ongoing life that the specific wartime experience shaped. He photographed the specific Korean War. He photographed the specific civil rights movement in the specific American South, the specific images of the specific demonstrations and the specific violence that the specific demonstrations produced, the specific images that the specific magazines published, and that the specific historical record now contains as the specific visual documentation of the specific moment in the specific American history. He photographed the specific ordinary life, the specific people of the specific ordinary American communities, the specific events of the specific ordinary American decade, the specific full range of specific photojournalist specific practice across the specific years. He was good at all of it. The specific skill that the specific Pacific had developed and that the specific 2 years had honed was a specific skill he brought to the specific subsequent decades. He was a specific photographer who was always in the specific right place at the specific right time with the specific camera already up, not because of the specific luck, though the specific luck was part of it, because of the specific attention. He paid the specific attention that the specific 2 years of the specific Pacific had taught him to pay. He also saw things, not all the time, not in the specific relentless intrusive way, but in the specific quiet moments of the specific ordinary life, the specific images from the specific file, but without the specific envelope. He had developed the specific management of the specific seeing, the specific ability to acknowledge the specific image when it arrived and to place it back in the specific place where the specific management required it to go, the specific discipline of the specific person who has learned to live with the specific material that the specific memory contains. He had not eliminated the specific seeing. He had learned to contain it in the specific way that the specific ordinary life required. He described his management in the memoir as the specific most important skill of the specific subsequent career, more important than the specific technical skill, more important than the specific ability to find the specific right moment, the specific ability to see what was in front of him without being overwhelmed by what was in his head. He said, "I am a photographer because I pay attention. I can pay attention because I have learned to see what is in front of me while also living with what is in my head. The specific two things are not the same thing. I see them both. I work with both. The specific camera sees what is in front of me. The specific memory sees what is in my head. I manage both." He managed both for 50 years. He published a specific work that the specific professional judgment authorized. He kept the specific work that the specific personal judgment sealed. He died in 1994 with both the specific published photographs in the specific archive and the specific unpublished photographs in the specific file. His daughter has the file. She has not opened it. She follows his specific instruction. The specific dying man is still in the specific envelope. The specific most private moment is still the specific private moment. The specific seal holds. He took the photograph. He sealed it. He photographed the world for 50 more years. He died, and the specific instruction passed to the specific daughter. Subscribe and share this story with someone who understands the specific seeing that does not stop when the specific camera is put down. Their experience is real. The specific seeing deserves acknowledgement. He captured the dying. They captured him back. He lived with it. He worked with it. He gave the specific world the specific photographs it needed and kept the specific photographs it did not need to see. That is the full accounting of the war photographer who captured the dying and couldn't stop seeing them. The specific daughter's decision not to open the file, the specific ongoing keeping of the specific instruction, is worth dwelling on because it is a specific form of the specific ongoing moral accountability that the specific dead photographer's specific decision produces in the specific living person who received it. She knows the file exists. She knows it contains the specific unpublished photographs that her father took in the specific Pacific, and that is specific judgment sealed. She knows the specific dying man is in the specific envelope. She has not opened the envelope. She will not open it in her lifetime. This is not the specific passive keeping of the specific thing put in the specific drawer and forgotten. This is a specific active decision made repeatedly over specific years since his death. Not to open a specific thing that she knows is there and that she could open if she chose to. The specific decision requires the specific ongoing exercise of specific will. She described this in an interview she gave in 2001 as the specific form of the specific ongoing relationship with her father that the specific instruction creates. He is gone. The specific instruction is the specific remaining form of the specific relationship. The specific that continues to operate in the specific world through the specific instruction he left. She honors the instruction because it is a specific form of the specific ongoing honoring of the specific person who left it. She said, I think about the specific dying man sometimes. Not often, I do not dwell on it, but I think about him. I think about the specific person who was in the specific moment that my father photographed, and I think about what it would mean for the specific person to know that the specific photograph exists and has been sealed for 50 years, and will remain sealed for another generation. I think the specific person would be grateful. I think the specific person would want the specific photograph to remain sealed. She is probably right. The specific dying man, who was in the specific moment, and who did not give the specific consent to the specific taking of the specific photograph, would probably be grateful for the specific keeping. The specific most private moment, remaining the specific private moment, is the specific thing the specific dying person would want. The specific dying man is gone. The specific photograph is sealed. The specific daughter keeps the specific instruction. The specific most private moment remains the specific private moment. This is a specific chain of the specific accountability. From the specific instinct that pressed the specific shutter, to the specific judgment that sealed the specific envelope, to the specific instruction that extended the specific seal beyond the specific death, to the specific daughter who is keeping the specific instruction. The specific chain is real. The specific accountability is active. He took the photograph. He sealed it. He instructed his daughter. She keeps the instruction. The specific dying man is in the specific envelope. The specific envelope is in the specific desk. The specific desk is in the specific daughter's house. The specific most private moment is still the specific private moment. That is a specific fullest form of the specific accountability available to the specific person who took the specific photograph of the specific dying man without the specific consent. He could not untake the photograph. He could seal it. He could instruct his daughter to keep it sealed. He did all three. The specific accountability is imperfect. The specific violation of the specific taking cannot be undone by the specific sealing of the specific envelope. But the specific sealing is a specific most complete available form of the specific acknowledgement that the specific taking was the specific act that required the specific response. He acknowledged it. He sealed it. He instructed the sealing to continue. That is a full accounting of the specific photographer and the specific photograph and the specific dying man in the specific sealed envelope. The specific broader question that Edward's story poses about the specific relationship between the specific seeing and the specific being seen, the specific photographer and the specific subject, the specific image and the specific person contains, is one of the central questions of the specific photojournalism profession, and one that the specific war produced in the specific most extreme form, the specific person being photographed in the specific most extreme moment, the specific wounded, the specific dying, the specific person in the specific private extremity of the specific most exposed condition has a specific relationship to the specific image that is different from the specific voluntary subject of the specific ordinary photograph. The specific voluntary subject consents. The specific involuntary subject does not consent. The specific person in the specific most extreme moment, in the specific pain or the specific dying or the specific most private extremity, is often not capable of specific consent, or is in the specific conditions where the specific consent cannot be obtained. The specific photographer who takes the specific photograph without the specific consent is in the specific situation where the specific public interest and the specific individual's specific interest are in the specific tension. The specific public interest in the specific accurate documentation of the specific war is real. The specific public has a specific legitimate interest in knowing the specific truth of the specific things done in the specific wars conducted in its name. The specific individual's interest in the specific privacy of the specific most private moment is also real. The specific person in the specific dying has a specific legitimate interest in not having the specific most private moment published in the specific mass media for the specific public consumption. Edward resolved the specific tension in the specific case of the specific dying man by deciding that the specific individual's specific interest outweighed the specific public interest. This was a specific right resolution for the specific case by the specific reasoning he offered, that the specific man was known to him, that the specific moment was a specific most private moment, that the specific consent was a specific absent consent. The specific resolution is not always available in the specific same form. The specific war photographer in the specific conditions does not always have the specific time for the specific reasoning before the specific instinct presses the specific shutter. The specific judgment often arrives after the specific photograph is already taken, and the specific judgment then must deal with the specific photograph rather than preventing it. Edward dealt with a specific photograph by sealing it. This is one specific form of the specific dealing. Other photographers have dealt with the specific photographs in other specific ways: the specific publishing, the specific destruction, the specific donation to the specific archive with the specific conditions of restricted access, the specific arrangements that the specific individual's specific judgment produces in the specific case. The specific range of the specific responses is the specific range of the specific moral seriousness of the specific photographers who have thought seriously about the specific problem. The specific photography profession has developed the specific institutional frameworks, the specific codes of ethics, the specific guidelines, the specific training that support the specific individual's specific judgment with the specific collective wisdom of the specific profession. Edward did not have the specific fully developed institutional framework in the specific in 1943 and 1944. He had the specific individual judgment and the specific personal moral seriousness. He applied them. The specific result is a specific sealed envelope in the specific daughter's desk. The specific institutional framework has developed since. The specific photographers who are in the specific field today have the specific access to specific collective wisdom that Edward did not have. They still face the specific individual's specific judgment in the specific moment. The specific collective wisdom supports the specific individual judgment. It does not replace it. The specific judgment is always finally the specific individual's. The specific camera comes up. The specific shutter presses. The specific judgment arrives. The specific photographer decides what to do with what the specific instinct has produced. Edward decided to seal it. He photographed for 50 more years. He kept the specific memory. He managed the specific seeing. He said, "I am a photographer because I pay attention. I can pay attention because I have learned to see what is in front of me while also living with what is in my head." He paid attention for 50 more years. The specific seeing continued. He managed it. The specific photographs are in the specific archive. The specific file is with the specific daughter. The specific dying man is in the specific envelope. The specific seal holds. Subscribe and share this story. The people who see what cannot be unseen deserve acknowledgement. The specific seeing that does not stop when the specific camera is put down is real. The specific management of the specific seeing is the specific ongoing work of the specific person. He captured the dying. They captured him. He managed it for 50 years. That is enough. That is a full accounting of the war photographer who captured the dying and couldn't stop seeing them. There is one specific final passage from Edward's memoir that I want to include here. The specific ending he wrote for the specific account of the specific career and the specific life that the specific 2 years of the specific produced. He wrote in the final chapter, "I have spent 50 years looking at the specific world through the specific lens. The specific lens is a specific filter. It takes the specific frame from the specific infinite world, and it makes the specific claim that the specific frame is the specific true representation of the specific thing. This is both the specific truth and the specific lie. The specific frame is a specific true representation of the specific moment from the specific angle in the specific light. It is not the specific representation of the specific whole truth," he wrote. "The specific dying man in the specific envelope is the specific frame I took from the specific angle in the specific light. It is not the specific whole truth of the specific dying man. The specific whole truth of the specific dying man is the specific life he lived and the specific people he loved and the specific person he was before he was in the specific moment that the specific camera captured. The specific frame I have in the specific envelope is one specific second of the specific whole truth. He wrote, I have been trying to say this for 50 years, and I am not sure I have said it correctly. The specific photograph is not the specific person. The specific photograph is the specific second of the specific person in the specific frame of the specific photographer. The specific person is more than the specific photograph. Always, the specific dying man in the specific envelope is more than the specific photograph. He was a specific person who lived a specific life before the specific second I photographed. The specific photograph contains 1 second. The specific life contained everything else. I kept the specific photograph sealed because the specific second I photographed was a specific most private second of the specific life, and the specific most private second deserved the specific privacy. But I want to be clear about what I kept sealed. 1 specific second, not the specific person. The specific person existed in all the other specific seconds of the specific life. The specific photograph exists in only one. This is a specific, honest accounting of the specific photographer's specific relationship to the specific subject. The specific photograph is not the specific person. It is 1 specific second of the specific person. The specific keeping or the specific publishing or the specific destroying of the specific photograph does not affect the specific person. The specific person existed before the specific photograph, and the specific existence was the specific existence of the specific full life, not the specific 1 second. He arrived at this understanding, or articulated it in this form, at the end of the specific 50-year career. The specific photography practice had been the specific ongoing work of taking the specific seconds and honoring the specific persons in the specific way that the specific judgment made available. He took seconds. He kept some. He published others. He managed the specific seeing that continued after the specific camera was put down. He wrote the specific memoir. He gave the specific file to the specific daughter. He said, I photograph because I pay attention. That is the specific most honest thing I can say about the specific 50 years. He paid attention. He took the specific seconds. He sealed the specific most private one. He lived with a specific seeing for 50 years and managed it and gave the specific world the specific photographs it needed. The specific dying man is in the specific envelope. The specific 50 years of the specific photojournalism are in the specific archive. The specific memoir is in the specific libraries. The specific instruction is with the specific daughter. He captured the dying. They captured him. He managed it for 50 years and wrote about managing it and left the specific instruction that the specific seal hold. The seal holds. That is enough. That is the full accounting. The specific civil rights photographs that Edward took in the specific American South in the specific 1950s and 1960s, the specific images of the specific moment in the specific American history, are the specific other major chapter of the specific career that deserves specific mention. He photographed the specific demonstrations in the specific cities, Montgomery, Birmingham, Selma, with the same specific ability to be in the specific right place at the specific right time that the specific had developed. He photographed the specific moments, the specific police response, the specific acts of the specific nonviolent resistance, the specific expressions on the specific faces of the specific people. He published these photographs. He made the specific judgment that the specific public interest in the specific accurate documentation of the specific moment in the specific American history outweighed the specific individual's specific interest in the specific privacy of the specific moment. This was a specific right judgment. The specific public needed to know. The specific documentation was the specific most honest available form of the specific evidence. The specific photographs contributed to specific historical record that the specific moment required. He also kept the specific photographs that the specific same judgment applied to the specific cases, decided should not be published. The specific individuals in the specific most exposed moments, the specific children in the specific conditions, the specific cases where the specific privacy interest outweighed the specific public interest. He was consistent. The specific judgment that had produced a specific sealed envelope in the specific produced the same specific judgment applied to the different specific cases. in the specific civil rights coverage. The specific published photographs were the specific photographs that the specific public interest authorized. The specific sealed photographs were the specific photographs that the specific individual's specific interest protected. He was not perfect. He made the specific wrong calls sometimes, published the specific photographs he should have kept, or kept the specific photographs he should have published. The specific wrong calls are acknowledged in the memoir, with a specific honest accounting of the specific person who has made the specific mistakes and who is willing to name them. He named them. He was honest. He did the specific work of the specific moral accounting for 50 years and produced a specific record of the specific moral accounting in the specific memoir. The specific record is in the world. The specific photographs are in the specific archive. The specific file is with a specific daughter. The specific dying man is still in the specific envelope. He captured the dying. The dying captured him. He managed a specific scene for 50 years. He documented the specific world with the specific attention that the specific had produced. He sealed the specific photograph that the specific judgment required to be sealed. He died in 1994. The seal holds. Subscribe and share this story.